Hi, I'm Jill Terashita. I play Franny. Well, I like the factor of the suspense and the jump kind of thing. But overall, I mean, since I've worked in the movies and seen how everything's done, now I'm always looking at, like, you know, you look at things differently. You look at things like, oh, look at that makeup, or how did they do this? You know, you kind of just look at everything more on in a technical way. But the ones that are really, the ones that I feel are really good are the ones that actually have that suspense and have that excitement and, you know, getcha. I got the role of in Night of the Demons just like how you go out on auditions and get called back and book it through my agent. That's it. At that time, I just thought it was just another, you know, just one of those B movies that, okay, this should be fun. We'll see what happens. Kind of thing. I mean, I didn't think anything of it back then. I just thought, okay, this is going to be one of those B movies that are just going to be, you know, kind of run and shelved, and nobody's ever going to hear about it or see it. Okay, my character Franny. Well, she's kind of like very kind of bebop and positive and everything like that. Well, actually, that's kind of like how I am. But when I auditioned, I was actually auditioning for a more evil character, or like I was reading lines for the more evil character. So at first, I thought I was going to be evil. And then it ended up that I ended up being more just all bubbly and everything. So.
Hey, you guys, how about a past life seance?
A what?
A past life seance. You know, we all sit around, look in a mirror, and see our past lives.
What kind of drugs are we gonna need for this?
Kevin was great. He was really easy to work for, and very nice and calm, at least around from what I remember. You know, it's hard to remember way back then a lot of things, but no, Kevin was a great director to work for. He was very professional, kept everything calm. You know, just, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, so, you know, I really didn't see him until we were kind of on set a lot, or eating, or whatever. Actually, this movie was so fun to work on. We had so much fun. You know, when we're waiting, I can remember we used to play poker with Nilla wafer cookies as our chips. And it was so much fun. I mean, we had a good time all together. Okay, the house that we shot in, at first, you're just like, oh, they made it look really creepy. But actually, there's a lot of strange things that happen. At least a couple of things to me that stick out in my head. One time, sitting in the makeup chair, on the wall beside, I don't know, one day I just looked and there was, on a string, there was this tiny little cross, and it looked like somebody had painted over, it was on a nail, you know what I mean? It looked like somebody had painted over and then it had popped out from the wall. It was, and I showed it to the makeup artist. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at that, that's a little cross. Isn't that weird? And she's like, yeah, I never saw that before. I'm like, what do you mean you never saw that before? But there is that, and then another time, because we did a lot of night shooting, and then in the house, sometimes there wasn't electricity, you know, it was an abandoned house. But I had to go up those stairs to the bathrooms upstairs. And I was like, oh my God, I hate going up there when it's dark, you know? So I get up to the top of the stairs and I'm like, is anybody in here? Because I didn't want to scare anybody and I didn't want somebody to scare me, right? And I didn't hear any answers. So, you know, I went down a couple stalls or whatever and I tried to hurry. I was like really trying, because it's all dark, you know? And all of a sudden I hear a creaking noise of a door. And I go, hello, is somebody there? And I'm like, oh my God, somebody's in here, you know? And, you know, trying to hurry. And nobody answered. So I came out, and then all of a sudden I saw one of the grips coming up the store, and I go, or up the stairs. I saw one of the grips coming up the stairs, and I said, hey, were you just in the bathroom? And he was like, no. I go, did you see anybody walk out of the bathroom or anything? And he's like, no, there's nobody up here. I'm like, are you sure? And he's, you know, he kept on saying no, that he was gonna go into the bathroom. And I said, because, okay, just to let you know, a door was moving and creaking. And, you know, of course he looked at me like I was like cuckoo. And, but then later on, or I don't know if it was later on or something happened to him actually, ended up happening to that guy with a light dropping or something, so. But anyway, so those were kind of like the creepy things. A couple of the creepy things that happened was the creaking door in the bathroom and the little teeny weeny cross on a string that popped out from the wall that was painted over in makeup.
They could never figure out who did it. Too much blood and guts.
I can't believe we're gonna party here.
Well, my memories of Linnea are just, she was really sweet. She was kind of quiet and very sweet. That's what I remember from back then, like being on set. Yeah, very, very sweet. What I remember about Amelia was back then, she actually really scared me. I know it's really funny to say, but it seems like she kind of walked around a little bit more in her character. And it kind of freaked me out a little bit. I actually told her that right to her face. I go, you scared me. Yeah, just how it was just very jolly. You know, he was very jolly. And, I mean, everybody was really positive. Oh, Kathy Podwell. She was very, very, she has that sweet, sweet voice, you know? So, yeah, she was very sweet. Because I had a lot of scenes with her, you know, because of the couple thing. Her and Lance and then Philip and I. So, but yeah, just always very sweet. Obviously, well, Philip, I had to kind of bond with because he was my boyfriend in the movie. And so that was fun. That was just very playful fun, you know, and everything, acting. Made me laugh. Okay, my special effects type my makeup. Okay, so this was the first time that I ever had my head cast with that cold goo. And I just remember, one of the things that I do remember was them suddenly sticking straws up my nose. Keep your face still, you know, keep your face still, and we're gonna stick straws up your nose so that you can breathe. But it was kind of a weird feeling of that stuff getting dripped down over your face. But I don't know, it was kind of neat, I guess. Steve Johnson, actually, he was really quiet around. Steve Johnson was quiet around me, you know, very intense on, like, you know, he's very focused, you know, when he's working, doing stuff. That's what that's what I remember. It's just like very focused when we were working. Well, actually, being in the makeup, the face was on the back of my head. So the hair part was down in front of my real face. And, you know, in some of the scenes, I had to walk. So I had to walk backwards. And I couldn't see. I was like, oh my God, you guys, hope I don't wipe out. You know? But it was just, I mean, like I said, we had so much fun on this movie. So, yeah, I mean, it was just, it didn't really make me feel creepy or anything. Actually, I was just kind of giggling most of the time when I had that face on, because I was walking backwards. So I was kind of just like, you know, giggling under the hair that was over my face on this side.
A young brave got lost and settled here with his family by mistake. Anyway, they found him 3 weeks later, sitting under a teepee he made out of his squaw's intestines and chewing on the leg of his papoose.
Oh, gross!
Kevin always brings up my nude scene. And he's like, yeah, Jill, when we asked her if she had any problem with nudity, she was like, yeah, I don't have a problem. And then when she got on set, this is what he says, she gets on set, she like froze. Yeah, so it was kind of nerve-wracking. Like, you think, oh, it's not gonna be that bad because it'll be a closed set and everything like that. But then all of a sudden it's like there's people around and there's a camera and everything, and you're like, oh my God. Yeah, so it was nerve-wracking. No, I mean, it's like I don't have regrets because life is what it is, you know, and you got to embrace everything in your life. Like, but back then, it's like I already knew what it was going to be, and everything was very professional, you know. It was just, you know, at that moment, you know, it's just at that feeling at the moment, like, oh my God, everybody's looking at me, and then you got to kind of get out of your head and just like focus. I think I had a problem delivering my lines. Well, what I do remember, the movie opening on Hollywood Boulevard in what is now the El Capitan Theater, but I think back then it was called the Roosevelt, right? And when I was in the, when we were going in, I couldn't believe how many people were lined up to go into the movie. I mean, the line was like down the street and around the corner. And I was like, oh my gosh. I think my sister was with me. And, you know, I mean, it was kind of like one of those things where she was like, oh my God, look at all these people. I liked the movie. It turned out actually a lot better. The movie turned out a lot better than what I actually thought, you know, when we were shooting it. So, yeah, I mean, I liked it. I mean, I knew what was going to happen, but I mean, it was still like, you know, kind of made me jump, but it also made me laugh. I can't believe that this movie has become as popular and has taken on this whole life like 30 years later. It's really, really amazing to me. Very surprising. I mean, who would have even thought? I mean, really, who would have thought that it would be like kind of like one of those cult movies, right? Don't you think? I think what makes Night of the Demons special is, for number one, it had really great special effects. I mean, for it being as low budget of a movie as it was, the way that they did the special effects for everything, the way, actually, there's so many things, like the way that Kevin shot certain camera angles, and you know, to get really cool looks, like in the mirrors, like the broken mirrors on the floor and stuff like that, with all our faces in it, and just the way everything was shot and the special effects. And then I think as a group, with all of us, I think we all just kind of, I don't know, we had some really great relationship. The whole cast had a really great relationship, and I think it really showed, you know, and then came through.
Let's see what kind of action we can dig up in this glorious old dump, huh, Judy?
I don't know, Jay.
Well, come on, Judy. Who knows?
Maybe we'll be able to find a little privacy. Hey, we'll check you guys out later.
Don't do anything stupid while we're gone, huh?
Yeah, right. Y'all say hi to Casper for me.
The fans of Night of the Demons are fantastic. Hands down, fantastic. That's what I mean. They're so nice. They're so excited, and like they're excited about everything new, meeting us. They're all really polite too, which is a really nice thing. You know, they're all super nice, and I don't know. The Night of the Demons fans are just the greatest. I mean, they're the ones who are they're the ones who are making this all come about, and, you know, be able to be released year after year. So I'm very grateful and I'm very thankful. Thanks, guys.
Judy, Roger, where you going? The party's just begun.
Hi, I'm Jill Terashita. Thanks for
You gotta get your own name right. Come on.
I can't even.
Do you know how much money I should have made by now?
I'm in the hole now.
Oh my God. All right.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sweating now. Now I'm gonna have all shiny face.
No, you're fine.
Hi. Oh, I'm still laughing. Oh, I know. I'm just like a goofy person.
That works.
Okay.